Hiya Five, welcome back to chapter 8 of The Day I Fell Into a Fairy Tale. So Lana and her brother Harrison have gone off to Grimm's together, and Lana is trying to convince Harrison that she fell into this fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty through the pick-a-mix tub, but he's having nothing to do with it. And obviously the little old man in the store is also pretending that Lana has a fascinating imagination, and pretending she's making it all up as well. So let's see what's going to happen while they're at the store this time. Chapter 8. Harrison brushed past Lana and headed into the store. "Wait, where are you going?" she asked her brother. "The pick-a-mix is this way." "I'm going to check out the football kit. I don't have time for your silly stories." "It's true, Harrison, I promise," called Lana. But Harrison had already turned the corner. Lana, however, wasn't that easily deterred. She made her way straight to the pick-a-mix, determined to prove that she was telling the truth. After making sure that no one was watching her, she borrowed a big plastic box of Lego from the toy section and stood on it to reach the tub of sherbet lemons. There was the little cluster of yellow sweets stuck to the bottom of the tub, just as before. But when she pushed against the hard plastic, it was completely solid. The trapdoor had vanished. What was going on? Was Harrison right? Had she imagined the whole thing? "Can I help you?" said a familiar voice, so close it made Lana jump. The little old man's ginger wig and beard were gone, and he was once again wearing his maroon boiler suit with a matching gold-trimmed hat. "Where's the trapdoor gone?" demanded Lana. "And why did you tell my brother I was lying?" "Brother?" repeated the little old man with an air of bafflement. "I've never met your brother." Lana felt her temper rising. "Yes, you have," she said accusingly. "These disguises don't fool me. You met him 2 minutes ago when you were pretending to be a security guard. You know there was a trapdoor because yesterday you pushed me into it, and don't say you didn't because you did." Okay, hissed the little old man, holding his hands up in a gesture of surrender. "Keep your voice down. I didn't push you. It takes a little force to open the portal, that's all." "I knew it. I knew I'd travelled to the castle. So where is the portal gone?" "Nowhere. It's still there. It's just closed." Lana narrowed her eyes. "You're not explaining very well." "Each of these sweet tubs is a portal, but they aren't always open, and they don't all lead to the same story. To know when they are open and where they lead, you need this." And as he spoke, he fished the red leather booklet from his top pocket and held it up. "What is that?" "A timetable," he replied. "Like for a bus?" asked Lana. "Exactly. Let me see. Licorice all sorts. Closed now, but in..." He checked his pocket watch. 15 minutes. That will lead you to the beginning of Rapunzel. Perhaps you know it." "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," chanted Lana. "Precisely," said the little old man. "Though that's later in the story. The beginning is about a pregnant woman who asks her husband to steal some lamb's lettuce from a witch's garden. If you want the let down your hair bit, you'll need the fizzy snakes at 3:30 on Saturday." "What about Briar Rose?" asked Lana. "What about her indeed?" "How do I get back into her story?" The little old man grinned, as if he had finally cornered his prey. "Remind me, where were you last?" Lana had a strong feeling he knew the answer, but she replied anyway. "The bit where she pricked her finger." "Yes, of course, Briar Rose's 15th birthday. I remember. The next stop, I believe, is the arrival of the first prince." He licked the tips of his 2 long fingernails and began to flick through the pages of the timetable. "Sleeping Beauty, Sleeping Beauty, Sleeping Beauty. Ah! You're in luck. There's a portal opening any second." "Okay," said Lana. "Where is it?" He pointed with the timetable, directing Lana's gaze. "Have you tried the dolly mixtures? I hear they are particularly good today." By the time Lana looked back, he was gone. And cautiously she lifted the lid to the dolly mixtures. The tub was half full. A waft of delicious scent tickled her nostrils, and her mouth began to water. Seizing the trowel, she started to dig, searching for a trapdoor, but every time she took a shovel full of sweets, the rest collapsed to fill the hole. So, Rolling up her sleeve, she buried her right arm as far as it would go, stretching out her hand until the tips of her fingers met the smooth plastic at the bottom of the tub. She gave it an experimental jab, but it didn't budge. What was it the little old man had said? It takes a little force to open the portal. Spreading both hands, she pushed as hard as she could on the top layer of sweets. Again, nothing happened, and somehow she was going to have to force her way through. So, checking the aisle was empty, Lana hoisted herself up and launched herself into the tub. She was hoping that she would go sailing through the portal, but what actually happened was that, for an awkward moment, Lana found herself pinned by her own body weight, face down in a tub full of dolly mixtures with her legs sticking out in the air. Then suddenly everything gave way and she was hurtling downwards. Round and down she raced, until once again the chute swerved sharply downwards, buffeting her so hard it was almost impossible to catch her breath. Just when she felt her lungs were about to burst, it began to spiral, turning in tighter and tighter curls, slowing her almost to a halt, before yawning her out through the hollow of a giant oak tree onto a bed of thick green moss. Lana took in her surroundings as she lay on the moss, breathing heavily. This time it was night, and the air smelled sweet and damp. Above her a full moon shone, illuminating the leafy canopy, and then, sensing something, she held her breath. She could hear voices. Return tomorrow for Chapter 9, the final chapter for this week. See you then. Bye!